Hello everyone, my name is Andrew and I'm with Iconics Imaging, and I'm going to teach you how to do an ellipse with a feathered edge halftone. So I have the finished product here, and you can see the halftone fades away into black where there will not be any etching on the black. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. This is going to be the final product, and we'll start from the very first step here. So I'll just back up to what we started with. And I just pulled an image from Google Images. You can use anything or whatever you're working on. And I'm just going to paste that into the artboard or the canvas by Control V. And then I'm going to go ahead and resize it. The first thing you want to do with any halftone is resize your image to your final etched size. And I'm going to change it to 10 inches, just an example, and then 800 resolution so that our final product can have high resolution, high detail. So it's going to take a little second here. And now next I'm going to first go to grayscale. Don't want any color, so we want only black and white for etching. So there we go. And then now we are going to change this background into a layer, and we are going to first change the levels, and we're going to change the output levels. So this limits the black or white. The left side is going to be your black input or output, and we'll do 25. There's some really dark black here that would not halftone very well, and limit the white output, which will be those really bright sky regions. So we'll go about 220. You can use the sliders or manual input. Either one works. So now we have our levels set up, and now we are going to create a clipping mask by holding Alt and clicking right in between the layers there. And there we go. So levels is just going towards this layer, and I'll show you why in a second here. So we'll create another layer and create a black background. Nothing shows up because it's behind that other layer. And the reason that we did the clipping mask with the levels, because if we didn't, it would do that bottom layer, which will be more gray, and then that would halftone. We don't want that. So next, we are going to create an ellipse, which will contain our image. So we want it a little bit smaller than our canvas. Because of the blur, it will bleed a little bit further than the edge. So there we go. We can see now do the same thing with that layer. So you can see it made a little clipping mask, and that's what's going to be etched. So there we go. And now we will create the feather, which we will do that by just going filter. Oh, we gotta commit that transformation. We gotta go filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and you can convert to smart objects so they can resize the ellipse later without losing quality. So there we go. You can do as little or more of a feather if you want, but we'll do a pretty good one so they can really get a good gradation. There we go. And then the final step is actually creating the halftone. So we go image, mode, bitmap, and flatten layers. And then make sure your output is around 800. We did that in the beginning, which is what you should do. If you did it now, then your final image will not be as clear and it will lose a lot of detail. So, okay, and then frequency, you can do 45, 35, 55, depending on how big of dots you want to use and the film you're using. 45 is a good middle ground. So here we'll do 37.5 angle, which I have found to be the best kind of normal angle to use in Photoshop. You can get different effects by using 90 degrees or 45 or different angles. So, and then we'll do round. You can have other ones for different effects, but round is the most widely used one. And we'll click OK. And there you go. You can see it has a great gradation from your halftone to your non-etched areas. So that's going to create a great ellipse. And you can see we actually didn't have enough of a border, so it went all the way to the edges. To prevent that, you just make a smaller ellipse, and that way you can have an entire black border on it. So there we go, we got good edges there. And there you have it. Pretty easy. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment boxes, but hopefully this helps. Thanks.